The concept that the government has the only concept of what knowledge is, and that people who do not want their kids educated in the same way that the federal government has decided is important, misses the fundamental problem that while parents may not want their children to receive the prescribed government directed education with all of the politics and everything else that goes into it, that they would otherwise be deprived of a good education. If, for instance, a school wishes to avoid questions of evolution, parents should not be denied the chance to send their kids to some place where they will learn math, physics, the whole STEM research set. I think that is a serious breach of public trust. The concept that the only education where people can learn, they have to learn a prescribed set. You know what? The liberals talk about the need for sensitivity to cultures and everything else. And then they fail to be responsive to any culture, any institution that doesn't teach exactly what they want to teach. That's just plain wrong. People should be allowed to send their kids to get a quality education which matches what they see as the need. And that requires that the money that they are spending through their tax dollars go to the educations that they want their kids to get, not somehow be siphoned away from them and handed to somebody else with a wholly different belief. So clearly, as far as I'm concerned, public education funds are to educate children, and where they get that education from should not be proscribed to suit the desires and whims of some arbitrary government mandated section. Mr. Toastmaster.
Oh, Dr. Michael, once again, I find you're sadly mistaken. Parents can send their kids to any school they want. I don't care what school they send them to. But why should public dollars be used to do this? They don't want to learn about evolution. They don't want to believe atoms exist. They want to only study the Bible and the Ten Commandments. Why do I have to pay for that? Go for it. Go to the religious school. Have a nonprofit take on this role and raise their own money. Have you forgotten, Dr. Michael? Public school districts have a duly elected school board. People run for this. They elect the people from their community to run their schools. So it's very responsive to what the parents and the community want. And if they don't like the school board, they can remove them. They can elect new people. The school board chooses the superintendent. This is so basic, Michael. Why do we want to use our hard-earned money, our salaries that we can barely afford to live on, but I'm now going to support some rich kid to go to some private school in Temecula or Redland? Why would I do this? It makes no sense. Have them find their own money, borrow the money, take a mortgage on their fancy home. And we need to support public education for everyone. The prescribed limits here you're describing are set at the state level. The state decides, not the local school. It's how we teach it that's what's important. It's a fundamental aspect of the United States. Public schools have been around since the Republic was formed. And I remind you again, we elect the school board to help to run the schools in our own communities. I don't elect that school board that's running that parochial school. I don't elect the school board that's doing that small community, basically a glorified daycare system. I'm not electing those people. They can teach whatever they want. I don't understand, but why should we pay for it? And the other part is those teachers in those schools are paid terrible. They can barely survive. There may not be health benefits, and they certainly don't have the pensions they need to retire. And so the teachers they have are not don't have to be certified. They don't have to meet any of the education standards. In the public schools, these people have been trained at the university level. They've been credentialed, and they be paid well. They have health benefits, and they can retire with respect. Now, you may say, oh, you're just a county employee, so you agree with all this. Well, true. But again, public money for public schools. The other people can find their own money. What do I care? Go to any school you want, but I'm not paying for it. Mr. Toastmaster.